We have to do something about the allegations. We have to do something about the allegations yet again. Um, yeah, yeah. Honestly, to be fair, this is not really. Hmm. Actually, where do I even start? Oh well, it doesn't matter. How are you doing? Happy what Tuesday morning now? More allegations? No, well, okay, not really so much. To be fair, Jan, it's not really new allegations per se, but a certain other set list of allegations have popped up lately the last couple of days, and now it's running rampant, and it's now been exposed on a much larger platform, and now I get to figure. Now I'm stuck figure out what to do with the fallout and everything. So yay! Oh, sorry, you doing? Happy Tuesday evening. Well, Tuesday not evening, Tuesday morning. Monday evening, I guess, for some of y'all. But yeah, how you guys doing? Terrell Scholar was good. Mizuwuki. Mizuwuki, if you're still here, welcome in. Although, you're more than welcome to fart here, I guess. But yeah, it's all good. Uh, hardest you have to deal with this. Yeah, it is how it is. Also, VGA, welcome in. Uh, you could just not constantly talk about how and keep reminding the allegations. Yeah, but it's more I could theoretically do that, but the problem is if I stay silent, if all I literally did was like stare at you guys like nonstop on stream for and say not and say nothing of the sort, that wouldn't make for a very somewhat amusing stream if nothing else, right? I like to think that's the case, Mister Turtle Scholar. I like to think that's the case. But yeah, we got to address the allegations yet again. But this time it's not. For once, it doesn't involve Uppies or Peggies. For once, but another bit unfortunately has been starting to run rampant the last couple of days. Really, it kind of exploded yesterday, and then it was brought up again earlier today, and now I have to figure out how to handle with the fallout of it all. If in case you're not figuring out, it's the whole thing regarding the Yowie bit. You know, just staring for a entire stream of Marvel's playing the most tasteless stream with me. Okay, well I'm gonna write that down just in case. Thank you for that. Although whether or not I credit you, Mr. Scholar, is a whole other thing. But also, yeah, uh, we'll see. We shall see. But also, yeah, I'm talking about the Yowie bit. I'm not gonna lie, that was interesting, to put it lightly. If you were around the last couple of days, you know, I popped into Emmy's stream. Things kind of ran rampant, and now most people talk about the Yowie thing over in the Shimmy and Discord. So now I have to figure out what the hell to do, to kind of mute, placate, and whatever other synonym associated with that. I gotta figure out what to do with this. I gotta figure out what to do this. So I kind of figured, maybe the best. I think in scenarios like these, sometimes what you need is a fresh restart. A fresh restart of identities. I was mostly thinking about just changing myself orange for like the rest of the month, but it, it's how it is. What's wrong with Yowie? Nothing wrong with Yowie per se. Nothing wrong with Yowie per se. Unfortunately, but in this particular instance, I don't think I wanted to be paired up with David of all people. To be fair, also thank you for the void cat. I don't think I wanted to be paired with David of all people. You know, yeah, the problem is this. Yeah, honestly, ironically, ironically, that is the problem. That is genuinely the problem. If you pair me with anybody else, I'm not. I'm probably not gonna mind, per se. You know, like you want to pair me up with like someone like, some like another male VTuber. It's fine. I don't really genuinely mind because I feel like I would handle it a little better. I would handle it a little better per se. David's not. David is contrary to popular belief. David is not my boyfriend. So And I feel like if the bid continue, honestly, ironically, I feel like if the bid kind of continues, it kind of is gonna get to the point where people are gonna be like, you know. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie. There's moments where I'm like, should I keep pushing this? Should I actively not? Should I actively do something about it? You know. Also, if only I were able to up these. Yeah. Well, thankful. Well, I mean, theoretically you can, Chris, but I don't know why you would. Also, thank you for the 30 stream streak. But yeah, we gotta figure out. I don't know. All this to say, it got relatively bad. I mean, okay. I feel like, I mean, if, you heard me talk about it yesterday for those that were hanging around, but in case people, just to get you guys up to speed, me and David were hanging out. We were kind of hanging out over an Emmy stream, like Easter Sunday, and Emmy, who was definitely several, probably presumably several shots in, definitely started like pushing the Yowie thing. Pushing me as us being us being boyfriends, being in a relationship, whatnot. And then it was one of those things where it's like I it was interesting, but I didn't really particularly wasn't too bothered about it until the chatter started, until there was some noble chatter coming over into Shimei Discord, and then that prompted Shimei to kind of come over, and now she knows about that particular bit, and now I don't know how to feel about it. you know, I don't know how to feel about it genuinely. Um, so yeah, all this to say, now I gotta figure out how to bury this, and I gotta figure out how to nip this in the bud while I still can. And honestly, given the only thing I know, the only thing I could do directly that I know that I could probably do is probably to. Uh, here's an interesting question. If I were to make a little something something and I keep myself out of that, I'm sure that'll make for something, right? I'm pretty sure that would like stop whatever the hell's going on, you know? I like to think that's the case. Probably. Hopefully. Maybe. Let's hope that's the case. Yeah? I would hope that's the case. I don't know. Horrible segue, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of wanted to edit some things, but honestly, I'm definitely not following. Yeah, I don't know. It was a horrible segue. I also say I was thinking about maybe editing something from Emmy stream. Yeah, just make lore where you self-cess with your orange alter ego to shipping a fanfic fetish completely overshadows anything. Actually, think about it now. That actually isn't the bad. It isn't actually the worst idea. Although I get the feeling people will probably call me a narcissist after all that. Huh. Oh well. Anyways, I'll have to figure out what to do with that bit, but yeah, I saw the chatter over on Chumi's Discord the last couple days, and yeah, I've been catching nothing but strays, and now I feel like I need to get back in some sort of weird retribution style way. But the problem is I feel like anytime I try to get back on a Shumanian, the Shumanians don't really feel it. They would, like you could deliver as much damage as you can, but at the end of the day, they're gonna probably fight back harder than they need to, probably. Probably. Who knows? Can't make it worse. Suppose I can't make it worse, but I sure as hell would try, right? I certainly should try, if nothing else, right? But yeah. Think you underestimate just how. Okay, yeah. Honestly, is ironically true. And honestly, the fact that nobody else is willing to stop this is very well. It's not surprising, but also, I gotta do something about this. I have to do something about this. I could draw orange and class. I mean, listen, Chris. If you want to, Is it sad that I would support this? That I actually would support this? As narcissistic as this may be, is it wrong to assume that I actually would support this? Yeah, would it? I'm sure. Anyways, I don't know. Anyways, you're good on your end, Chris. If you want to, it's all good. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. I've been. I'm not gonna lie though. Like I joke. Most of this is kind of on the joking end, but I'm not gonna lie. There is a part of me that's from the whole Yowie thing that I am sort of slightly, just like a tad bit uncomfortable. Mostly because it's based on the possible fear that people are gonna actually think it's real. And I never I never genuinely liked the idea of like lying about relationships, of any kind. So I mean, so far it's a non-issue though. I just want to make that clear. But it's like I'm not gonna lie, I'd be lying if I said it hasn't festered just a little bit, you know. So I was like, I gotta figure out what to do with this, So I'm keeping tabs on it, but I feel like I don't know, but hopefully it doesn't get too spiral too much out of control, if that makes sense. If that makes sense, really. But yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I gotta figure out what to do today. Uh, Honestly, I could probably try to repolish a little more on the Missy clip, the Missy short. I also have a few art stuff that I could work on, but the problem is like I get it's probably not gonna take too long this time around. I mostly because I got half the stuff done for some of this, so I probably should be good to go. I think I think it should be okay. I think so, but we'll see. But yeah, but yeah. So, anyways, I don't know. Should we just? I guess we could probably start ending right off the bat because it's weird for me to kind of pop in at this late, but it frees for me. I'm consuming under wake up. I have to be honest; it's not easy to make sense of what you're saying. To be fair, I don't understand half the stuff I say either. It's that's the beauty of a late night stream from my end. I feel like I could say as much gibberish as I can, and I could probably get something out of it, if nothing else. Best case scenario, it's a bit that will haunt me to the rest of my days. Worst case scenario, you just hear me ramble like the insane person that I am. Get what up? Let's okay, Taco. Come on, it's okay. Actually, to be fair, the timing is actually perfect to talk about stuff like this. But also, you have to understand, Taco. We, say so stream. Say so stream, Taco. Say so stream. I'm sorry. Hope you're doing well, Taco. Hope you're doing well. Uh, I might sound a tad bit sleepy, and honestly, we'll see how it goes. Do I need help? No, I'm good. Listen, I always stand at attention every single time, no matter what. So, I'm good. I'm good on that end. You know, I should be happy that Strike and Zen are not here. Uh, Cecil Streamware. Cecil streams were always here, John. They've always existed. People just don't think people just think it's anything but. Look, contrary to popular belief, there really isn't much in the way of lewdness here. Here on this channel, here on the Shinsu 312 channel, on Twitch .tv, you'll understand. You'll understand. Most of it is pretty straightforward. I was say so. I still am say so. But it's just that the people around me somehow found a way to corrupt it. So just I'm just gonna put that out there. You know. I'll be when I go. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Come from Ghana, Joe. Okay. Just wanted to get that out of my system. Anyways, I should probably, yeah, I should probably play. I probably should just add it. But it's always weird for me to kind of start editing right off the bat because like I always feel like I need to yap for an hour. Like even when I don't have anything that's worth yapping for an hour, I still find a way to want to yap for an hour. And I think that's because like it's technically just routine now. You know, it's a literal routine. Just like yeah, I know. I just but now I'm thinking about it, I don't. But yeah, honestly, I know you're yanking my chain about it. Other people, they somehow believe that I'm an act that I'm that I'm a YouTuber, and I don't understand why. I just never understood. You know, I think a lot of it was blown out of proportion per se, but you know, that's just be how it be, I guess. Who who I mean, well, mostly everybody, right? Mostly, I mean, everyone. I think yeah. Okay, yeah, honestly, just FYI, I was that one. I was technically messing around because I know, I, I feel like is this just my people thinking that's I don't even know anymore. Is this just people think I'm like this is the serious voice or something? Okay, I was like, have I been blind? Yeah, yeah, but you know how people are. But yeah, that's just I don't know. I feel like everything that I feel like moment bits where I have no control over, like I can handle in small doses, but the problem is like the moment it becomes too it I lose complete control over it is the moment I start like becoming a little concerned. I don't know. I feel like and I think the Yowie thing definitely kind of went overboard. Admittedly, on my you know so unfortunately, you know, not much you can do with drunk potato. Also, Nazi's, welcome in. Still got fish this stream. Well, I mean, it was a good stream. Don't get me wrong, Dad, but yeah, I definitely, yeah, I know how to feel about the Yowie. But to be fair, during that stream, I felt like that kind of went overboard on that end. So, think about it now. Oh well. At least for the lore, I don't want to be in the dark. Yeah, honestly, it is important to kind of understand the lore at the gist of it all. Also, some Piper, what's good? But yeah, but yeah, but yeah. Sorry, getting a little overly distracted. But yeah, just most. It was a good stream. But yeah, the Yowie thing, you know, it's a mixed bag for me. I mean, compared to like the other bits, it's been a bit of a mixed bag. So yeah. But yeah, anyways, what else can I really talk about? Um, I kind of like alluded to this last time, but yeah, at some point, you know, I do technically have a birthday in April, and I don't think I've ever talked about it like directly, but I do. Yeah, I do have one. Uh, an actual one, not like the wacky bit where every day is apparently my birthday, or don't you mean bit where every day is my birthday? No, I actually have a birthday. And I honestly I don't. Is it weird to say that I don't really want to celebrate it per se on stream? It is because I feel like most people go out their way to kind of like try to celebrate. You know, the like celebrate like yeah, there's just like a lot of secret celebrations planned and whatnot. I always feel like you know, and I think maybe this is like the broader issue of like the fact that I don't like maybe it's because I don't want too much attention. Even though, which I know sounds counterintuitive considering the fact that if you're on stream, you might as well you're gonna want the attention's kind of one thing you want, but you know, game throw cakes. Yeah. Fortunately, I have a call in 30 minutes and you get to breakfast. So I'm wishing you a nice stream for us to see you. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't like to celebrate. Yeah, I know. I maybe for this year because I think there was like a lot going on like this year, and I'm like, I don't know. Celebrating is as fun as it would be to celebrate. I don't think. I don't think there's like a lot of birthdays this month, so it's like I don't expect people to kind of figure it out, but Yeah, I think no, but honestly, I'll be all right with it. It's not gonna make me think, oh, nobody cared or anything. It's just like, I never made any announcement. I never said I was gonna make an announcement, and yeah, so and even that, it's like, yeah, it didn't feel like there was much to celebrate this year. Admittedly, even with like stream wise, there was stuff to kind of celebrate about, but IRL, is a lot to handle. So yeah, I think I just want to kind of keep it mum this time around. So, but yeah, and honestly, like I said, no issues otherwise. So I just wanted to like just want to kind of focus on the task at hand and just do what I need to do. So yay, you know, it's personal preference. So you're not wrong. Um, But yeah, anyways, but yeah, other than that, not much going on this week as far as as far as clipping goes. I know like Ellie and everybody else kind of came back from WeebCon, so it'll be interesting to see what happens this week. Um, Also not a lot like in the way of balding streams, obviously. Although there is one idea that I could make for sure, but it's also probably weird ish that I was kind of working on. So yeah, I mean, Shamim did stream today though, so maybe we could get something from there. But right now, the current plan right now, I think, is just to probably just like polish up the Froggy slash Missy short, and then maybe try to get one more short out of the way, and maybe even one long form, like one like actual full clip. Uh, so because yeah, there's some other news kind of going on that end, so that I kind of wanted to put out there. But yeah, like in the way of like that's like clipboardy and whatnot. But yeah, I probably should do it now, right? Like I said, this should be a relatively short stream this time around. I not expecting to stick around long, like it's mostly because sleep, 16-hour sleep. I've been also kind of overtly hooked on iced coffee now. I'm not much of a coffee guy, but I think because of the fact that I've just been sleeping like 16 hours, like 12 to 16 hours out of the day, I need to kind of get back. I need to like get myself get myself out of the funk and like get back into it. But the problem is like, my brother bought one of those like bottled Starbucks coffees, like iced coffees, which is like obviously it's not like the ideal. It's not the best form of Starbucks coffee, but it's like, it does the job. You know? Pour a little bit of that, pour a little bit of milk, a little milk, a little, ideally not a lot of sugar. Although admittedly the last time I drank it was probably like a little too overly sweet. I had like 3 tablespoons. It might have been a bit too much. Oh well. But I'm up now, so yay. You know? So truck, welcome in. So sure you get a little bit of sunshine. Vitamin D would just straight up make you feel better. I did that for granted for seconds. Yeah, yeah. If only actually, I want to say if only they taught that back in schools, but unfortunately they had, and we just still opted to stay in here because our our little our little 1,000 square foot cocoon, of brick and walls. Just it's all. It's too much of a comfort thing. It's our literal womb. Thinking about it now, it's our literal womb. You know, although not gonna lie, the moment honestly, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I was gonna say yeah, it's basically that. But the problem was the moment I said the word womb, I'm thinking about like the model. I'm thinking about the model that like I don't know. Maybe you've probably seen it, but like like the fetus model that like Crowley has and like Churchy has as well. Uh, I don't know why. I know it's meant to be funny. it's it spooks me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's I know. Like it's one thing. There's certain things. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me, but it's like there's certain things about like pregnancy bits where it's like on one like Not sure where the feast. I don't know. The feast thing is more creepy than fun. Like IMO, but like in my opinion, but yeah. I like the little Sanuki and the monitor. Yeah, Chibi Sanuki, which I think she still has but although I think nowadays every time I see a Sinu stream, she does always change the model, like every time. But she did recently debut like the Chibi model, so yeah, it looks adorable, you know, it does look adorable. I kind of wanted to do a short with like at least the Chibi model at some point, but yeah, I don't know. I was trying to do that last stream, but honestly, I kind of realized maybe the joke might be too obscure because of the fact that it was like strictly like a Naruto reference, and I just realized halfway through I didn't actually get a lot. I didn't actually watch enough Naruto to understand every single reference within it. So I was like, maybe that might be a bit too obscure in that one. I don't know. Usually, I feel like most of the times clips, I feel like the humor aspect especially with like VTuber shorts is that you kind of want to like it's not so different from like trying like when it comes to like humor in general like you like the inside references or like inside jokes with like certain things isn't bad per se, but if it's like if you want people to kind of figure out who you are like as a VTuber or as far as shorts go, you want to make sure the humor's not too it's not too like too obscure. Like you want to make sure that it's like enough for anybody to understand. Like general type of humor. If that makes sense. It kind of actually reminds me of the era like with like YouTube hoops and particularly like if I don't know if people remember that like back in the 2010s like people used to kind of really be into like the YouTube hoops like which was like really edited it was basically like the earliest form of like video of like shit posting. It was like it was probably okay, maybe not the earliest form, but it was like one of the more it was definitely a form of like it was definitely a form of like shit posting, right? For sure, hence the YouTube poop element. But I definitely have seen a good chunk of those. I also particularly I was definitely into the King of the Hill type of YouTube poops, and I remember there was a guy, I think his name was Durham Rockers. Like I think that was his particular form of YouTube poops. I think was like the ones that I kind of like the best because for the most part, the humor was just a tad was like simplistic enough that like anybody could theoretically, you know, laugh at. Like, whatever's like just like simple fast cuts or slow cuts or whatnot, like, and then I look at like other poofs and it's like there's like really there's like references to like an anime series that I have never watched or something, for example, and like, oh, like okay, you know, I just yeah, I mean it's not bad again, not bad per se, but yeah, I don't know. All this to say, actually, I kind of forgot my point. I kind of forgot my point. I've been kind of dealing with a lot of brain fog lately. Especially during the nights. I can't tell if it correlates with the fact that I have been like ODing on caffeine lately, but you know, that's to say. YouTube hoops have a profound effect undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. Also, Mr. Tinus, how are you doing? How are you doing? I'm gonna try yeah, so it definitely had like a profound effect, undoubtedly. I think it was just like a form of shit posting for sure. But I definitely enjoyed it, like when I could. I don't know. But it's definitely like now product of its era, undoubtedly. So, but yeah. And also, I hope you're doing well, Times. Yeah. So again, TLDR today. As far as what we talked about. Yeah. YouTube hoops. Yowie allegations. Definitely no merit truth to that, and you know, and dealing with the fallout and figuring out what to clip this week. like I said, last stream I definitely was working on the missing clip, so that's and we got a good chunk of that mostly done. The rest is just a matter of like trying to get it out this week. So a little bit of sleep deprivation, yeah. You and me both. You and me both. You know, you and me both indeed. But yeah, we'll see how long I last this time around because uh, I was probably only because the current plan for me right now, I was just only gonna do like maybe again maybe two shorts, maybe a long form clip that I was already working like most of it on. But I was kind of debating where I should put it out there, and yeah, that was pretty much it on my end. So yeah. Short stream another, yeah. Let's hope we can't do another 8 hour day. I went 10 hours at one time, but I was like out of it. Are we catting right now or just playing marbles? Because we on Marble Cat? Were we on marbles? Wait, we were not. There's no way we were on. Oh shit. Okay, well, no, we're catting. We're just catting. You know, we were just catting today. Yeah. Honestly, I think I'm be yeah. Marvel's a staying being. I've been marbling the whole time. You know, you may not see it visually, but at the end of the day, we all are marbling to some degree. But yeah. Anyways, I did not realize. Honestly, I shouldn't be surprised. Really, I am kind of leaning towards more and more to the fact that I think I need I think I need someone to actually like cover the late night streams like consistently enough. And honestly, I'm thinking about maybe giving it to somebody that is here, giving like another mod spot to someone that actually sticks around here like long enough. So it was a short form ship posting that really brought the type of humor to many more eyes. While forums and ship posting were a huge part of the early internet, the internet itself was growing rapidly, and the majority of new people would never dove in those places into YouTube. Yeah, so definitely had a profound impact at the end of the day, and yeah, it definitely was. It definitely made up for my
Listen, I'm in
for
the Cox chair,
for
so
like
I
the
want to
latter
see
half
some
of my
action.
childhood. Indeed. How are you doing, Intricus? Uh, I hope you enjoyed the cook chair. I do not mean any offense by that, but if Emmy suggests it, the Emmy will. You went a lot after I started my shift. Yeah, surprise. Sorry, my bad, McDonald. Um, yeah, honestly, I was kind of debating. To be fair, I kind of had debated not going live. To be fair, because I definitely, it was like running late a lot of night. But I did say I feel like I never like not not delivering on promises, and I did say I was gonna go live today, so I was debating. Yeah, I didn't mean to debate you all. I didn't mean to debate you. It was just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I might be running a tad bit late. I may not have a lot of stuff prepared enough to kind of do like a long stream, but you know, I again, I would hate. I would never forgive myself if I didn't. If I failed to deliver on us on saying I would do a stream and then I wouldn't do a stream. Now get back in my cook chair and work on some shorts. Okay, fine, but only because that's my job, McDonald. Oh, sorry. Thank you for the 10 streak. Look, you guys can streak all you want here, right? I ain't judging, but sometimes you just gotta let it hang out no matter what. Also, so yeah. But thankfully for you guys, I provide some nice, lovely chairs. You could just sit in there. It's not cuck chairs. I want to make that clear. But you guys want to sit and see me go in action. I guess by all means. You know, they're not cuck chairs. I promise you. Um, Anyways, I should probably get to work on some stuff, right? Also, I was kind of working on some stuff behind the scenes, mostly like on streams related stuff. I'm kind of debating whether or not I should do an overhaul at some point before the summer, ideally. because it's like just maybe like a slight overhaul. I was kind of debating about that, but we'll see. We'll see indeed. Anyways, anyways. I did. Oh wow. Okay. Well, I messed up on the chat on the side, but I did sort of revamp. I did revamp the current clipping section, so yay! It's something. Anyways, I should probably switch to what, lo-fi trance. Yeah. So, but yeah, kind of revamped this up a little bit, as you can tell. So, doing your test. I've always been a big boy, McDillon. I've always been the biggest of boys. You know, at the end of the day, that's just who I be. Anyways, let me fix up chat real quick. Uh, do, do, do. But yeah, I was kind of thinking maybe I should probably get someone more consistent to cover the night shift. Uh, and honestly, I'm kind of leaning either towards, as much as it pains me to admit this, either I was thinking about maybe either giving this to Jesus or Zen. And the problem is like if I give it to Zen, Wolf might kill me in my sleep. Assuming that he's still beefing with assuming that he's still beefing with because in case people don't know, for some reason Wolf and Zen have a weird beef. Like funny type beef, not actual grab each other's throats and like choke each other out type of beef, and not like that central type of way, but just like the type of like the actual legit I'm gonna kill you type of not particular like that. Just give David Have Not and blame on him. David asks for Have Not all the time, and I give it to him, but he keeps getting unmodded every stream. So, at that point I was like, I just gotta give him halfway. Also, let me open up. But yeah, just give it to Taco Princess. Also, this is not Missy. Give it to Taco. I could theoretically give it to Taco. However, I don't. I mean, has Taco? Okay, yeah. Okay, actually, Taco is mod. Actually, Taco's mod for Bailiff. That I know for sure. But I don't know. I would never say that I don't trust Taco because I consider Taco a friend, but some of the things there's some antics that make me question about the sincerity and authenticness of it all. I like to. I don't know. All this to say, yeah, I'm a big. Okay, you know what I said. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. I've always been the biggest of boys. Okay, I have no shame in that. Unlike the other stuff that may have been said in the past, I have no shame in that. You know.
One thing I don't really understand about some people.
Anyways, sorry. I just wanted to run this through real quick. But yay. Anyways, biggest of boys needs to do the shortest of clips. So, yeah. We could get that out of the way. Anyways, we should probably get to it. Right, get this. Because we working, have fun game pack. I'm not getting packed tonight. Not that I would ever get packed at all, but I'm definitely not gonna get packed tonight. Also, I hope you have a good time, McDillon, with work. Because who doesn't want to have fun during work?
One thing I don't really understand about some people. I don't really understand about some people. Why is lasting a long time not really a good thing? Wait, why?
Okay, so yeah, again, I'm gonna try to polish this up. I think 6:45. I was awakened by an alert that we had a critical alert going off, so I had to handle that before work officially. Oh, well, you don't have to say what you work in, McDillon, but I can't imagine it's one of those things where I assume this is an on call. It's one of those on call situations where it's like, yeah, they bring you have to go drag your ass out of the. Yeah, I know at least one person who's a doctor, and even when on off days, he still has to go to like the office half the time.
You know, one thing I don't really
Yeah, so I can
understand
only
about some
imagine.
people, why is lasting a long why is lasting a long time?
Yep, standby. So I have to drag my ass out every time I get alert. Luckily, I don't have to go to the office. Well, thankfully for you. Yep, thankfully for you. You know, they always tell you, oh, you know, like, well, I'm not gonna say you're a doctor because I don't know for sure. But I'm definitely using the doctor thing as an example. But yeah, they always tell you, you know, oh, be a doctor. You know, you get so much money that way. But then you also realize a whole lot of responsibility. Not saying that too, you know, that not carrying you know, they shouldn't carry responsibility, but it's like, you know, what, like, I don't know. That's too much time. That's too much for this little long cat to handle. This little big boy of a long cat, you know. There's times where I would just like kind of sit down, just like want just want to sit down and lay in bed like half the time. I'm pretty sure that's like everybody else by default.
People, why is lasting a
You
long
know,
time really a good thing? Wait, why is not really a good thing? Wait, why is not lasting a long time a bad? Wait, hold. Why is being a one pump chump?
so yeah. So again, the debate at this point would probably be whether or not I should take out like the chunk here where like she tries to repeat where Missy tries to repeat it, but just kind of slips it before she laughs. I kind of like part of me kind of wants to put it in there because you know it's just like you know it's just part of the humor, but same time you know most times with shorts we want to keep everything as condensed as need be. So
A bad. Wait, hold. Why is being a one pump chump a bad thing? That just means you're so sexually aroused.
just like any quick shot, just keep it in. I mean, you know how much we all love keeping things in. I guess you know.
Why
You're not entirely
is being a
wrong.
one pump chump a bad thing? That just means you're so sexually
That just means
a bad thing. That just means you're so sexually aroused that you can't handle it. The fun is over. Not for the woman, not for the girlie. Just because a guy is a one pump chump.
okay. So the one punch jump part gets brought up like 3 times. I'm trying to figure out. I think maybe I should do. I don't know. I gotta do some sort. I feel like I need to do some sort of effect for like the third time around. You know, one pump jump.
A guy is a one pump chump does not mean they can't stimulate a woman in other ways. There's toys, there's your hand. So being a one pump chump is not a bad thing.
Actually, maybe she said 4 times.
Anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I love talking about shit that I don't get. So.
Okay, so yeah, again, current duration's at 46 seconds. The only thing, again, apart from like you know, sound effects and like you know the usual music you probably you know kind of imagine would have like on the shore, I could always try and figure out what else I could do to kind of make this thing out, you know.
Woman, not for the girlie.
Because usually, like obviously, like I could probably bring up examples. So there's obviously some shorts where I just kind of keep it bare minimum with just like the subtitles and just like zoom ins, and then there's like other ones where I just like throw everything into kitchen sink. Try and figure out which one I should lean into. But the problem is, I think if I try to do anything that if I have to visualize anything, it has to obviously be not be too on the nose. You know, like it can't be like too explicit. Like for example, anything in reference to like anything regarding like you know, like for example, like a reference to like a one pump chump. I obviously can't put in like what the obvious thing you're talking about. So I don't know. You gotta put something in its place. For example,
One thing I don't really understand about some people, why is lasting a long time not really a good thing? Wait, why is not lasting a long time a bad... Wait,
I hadn't mentioned.
why is being a one-pump chump a bad thing? That just means you're so sexually aroused that you can't handle it. The fun is over. Not for the woman! Not for the girlie! Not for...
A soup pumping maybe Mabby. A soup. Wait, that's
Not for the girlie! Just because a guy is a one-pump chump does not mean they can't stimulate a woman in other ways. There's toys, there's...
Okay, toys, for example. Now obviously can't obviously put in the obvious stuff. So, but it would also feel weird if I just put in like regular toys, like as the image, because I feel like that gives off an entirely wrong implication. So, so maybe so this one I think I don't know. I definitely can't visualize that part.
a woman in other ways. There's toys, there's your hand.
The hand part, however, just one of those things. Think if I just put in like a regular picture of an egg, you'd think, even if it's like not strictly that, if it's not like particularly those type of eggs, if it's just like a regular egg, do you think people would get the reference? People know, especially if you were gonna listen to this, they would have to know about something, right? Especially if they are a fellow one pump chumps like certain other people are, But yeah, I don't know. Listen, I would never say I was a degenerate, but I could probably relate to people who claim that they are, at the very least. And I'll say, I think people would get the reference, to be fair. If we're going, like I said, I can't obviously use like the actual branding thing because that, again, too on the nose. Like, I need to keep it subtle, but enough that people would know. I'll say my wife is a degenerate. Listen, if two degenerates are married together, it's a happy couple, right? At the end of the day, so no harm, no foul. So, but yeah, okay, but now we gotta think about toys. I mean, I'm a, so yeah, not really, yeah. Okay, so now we gotta think about toys, but gotta keep it like subtle reference. So obviously there's eggs. Now I'm just thinking about pictures of eggplants, but I also feel like that. Again, that might be a little too on the nose. But but kind of how I'm kind of visualizing right now with this one is like a Tarzan goes in the frame references Tarzan. Wait, is that really that well known though? The Tarzan dildo. Honestly, like I don't know why I'm being afraid of saying this. It's like, again, 2 a.m. where I'm at. It's late night. Any kids that are still here at this point, you knew the risks. You knew the risks of coming here on this stream. This very say so 18 plus stream, mind you, but yes, it is how it is. Anyways, also thank you for the headpads, even though that should be working. Why is it not working? Anyways, Intricus, I did not mean to scam you, but well, I'll take I'll accept that hypothetical headpad. Thank you, I guess. Thank you. But yeah, anyways.
Stimulate a woman in other ways. There's toys. There's toys. There's toys. There's your hand.
Okay, so yeah, the hand part, I could probably
so
get
being
that.
a one-pump chump is not a bad thing. A bad thing. It's not a
Although I do want to make one adjustment here.
It's, it's not.
All right. So yeah, let me make one adjustment here, and yeah, we could probably figure out what to do from there. Da, 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 da. The cat is long. The cat is extra long today, Red. Oh, sorry. How are you doing, Red? Uh, yeah, no, we're just letting it hang out tonight. Probably low energy, admittedly. Tried, trying to keep things low energy. Uh, well, okay. I don't think, which, although I can't promise that it won't be aimless unhinged. Hopefully. But yeah. I hope you're doing well, Red. All good. Just went on midnight store run. Let's go. Get. I love doing
Listen, I'm in the
I love the
duck chair, so I
midnight
wanna see
runs,
some
especially. I'm sorry you got put in the chair. By the way, Red. I that wasn't my decision. Actually, to be fair, that was strictly at me. Don't worry about it. You're not in the chair, but also, yeah, I love a good midnight run. You know, I love a good midnight run, especially like I don't know. I always go to like 7-Elevens or Walmart's if they're ever up. Thank you for that. 10 out of 10 always.
It's not a bad thing. A bad. Because I'm your daddy.
Okay, so you're great because the roads are nice and clear, people. Yeah, and it's less annoying. Yeah, it's less annoying. You know,
Puppy time is over. Please go home.
as weird as it
We've
may
had
be,
enough
as weird as
uppies.
it may be sometimes. You know, just it's just less people in general. Is the dog that comes from a long history of long cats or a long cat was wrap around here? Possibly. Equator. Oh. Puppy time is over. Please go home.
It's not a bad thing. Anyway, thank you for coming to my TED talk. I love talking. My TED.
Right.
I love talking about shit that I don't get. So.
Okay, so again, at 46 seconds, this should be decent enough. So Mero, welcome in. Also, Mero, I sorry I didn't stick to the whole orange cat thing. I turned gray. I turned back gray the other day just to let people Raiders know that I be gray, and I kind of forgot to change back to orange that one time. So yeah, my bad, my end. If you want, I can change. I could turn orange right now. I could become the orange cat that you want me to be, that the people want me to be. Oh, it's fine. Yeah, it's all good. All right, no worries then. But I do have it though, and I have to. I am kind of leaning towards making it redeem at this point, But yeah, I hope you're doing well, Mero. I hope my favorite alien on Twitch is doing is all right. You found who's this and what's going on here? Unk. Listen, 475 years old is not as far from Unk's status, okay? It's far from Unk's status. Just Dead 101. Also, how are you doing, Just Dead? I hope you're doing well. Just low energy adding, to be fair. So just low and really low energy. If I'm being real. But yeah. Yeah, so but yeah, just more or less doing V2 shorts, just for channel. So yay.
Thank you for coming to my TED talk. I love talking about shit that I don't get. So.
Okay, so with all that said, But yeah, I'm kind of happy with this one. Or still needs like it's obviously still needs like the music and everything, but this is looking decent so far. So at the very least.
The fun is over. Not for the woman! Not for the girlie! Just because a guy is a one pump chump!
Big Sean just got done cooking braised beef, and she took way too long to cook. It's about to be 1 a.m. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Listen, it's still 1 a.m. dinner is still better than no dinner at all at the end of the day. And braised beef, no less. It's hard to say no to braised beef. Oh, you started now. Oh, right, slow cooking. Yeah. Yeah. At that point, you wonder like if it's worth eating at that point, but you got to the end at the end of the day. So yeah, you got it. Anyways, yeah, this is more or less okay. It still needs some work, but it'll need some done. So it's cooked, so it's gonna be breakfast. I mean, listen, breakfast, lunch, breakfast, dinner. In the in between, it's still food. It's still enjoyable food at the end of the day. Anyways, let me so yeah, let me change this up real quick. Chow is chow indeed. Anyways, let me switch this up just a little bit.
Just post it up there.
So yeah, I was working on this one. It's nothing too substantial to be fair, but it's like, just the Balding crew doing balding things.
Post it up. Just post it up there.
Nambasu. Yeah. Although, we'll see how it goes.
Just post it up there. Just post it up there.
But yeah, Once how are you doing? How you doing?
Whenever.
If
That is.
when
Whenever
if
that is.
when when
Also, ad break coming soon. Nambasu.
when
Just post it up there. When. There.
Okay.
Just post it up there. Whenever
if
that is.
when
If when.
when
If when.
Oh right, forgot.
when
If when. If when.
when
If when.
if when yeah
If when is.
when
If when.
if when
If when.
Okay.
if
Then we'll probably do zoom in on this one and
when yeah if when yeah etc. Are you snip?
also 3-minute ad breaks. Yeah, FYI.
Are you sniffing her?
I'm trying to nuzzle. I'm trying to nuzzle.
Trying to Right, let's get this down.
To nuzzle her.
Oh, I'm gonna sniff her then.
Nuzzle. I'm trying to nuzzle her.
Cool. Also realize like my music is literally like blaring in my ears. Like, hear anything going on the
Are
clip.
you sniffing her?
I'm trying to nuzzle. I'm trying to nuzzle her.
Oh, I'm gonna sniff.
I'm trying to nuzzle. I'm trying to nuzzle her.
Oh, I'm gonna sniff. Are you? Oh, I'm gonna sniff her. I'm gonna sniff her then.
Okay.
Nuzzle her.
Oh, I'm gonna sniff her then.
Does this Balding Crew thing ever get a podcast? No, not as far as I'm aware, not officially. Although the implication, based on what they were talking about, like last Balding stream, was that they are thinking about the possibility of making it official, like making the whole podcast thing, like official. So, because I know because and you probably heard me already talk about this, but just the idea of like because they had talked about the idea of like having their own VODs, their own channel, their own like their own like over like backgrounds that specifically caters to like the balding thing, like just making it like an official thing, because it because basically the Sunday the balding streams are just now basically just that. It's essentially just a podcast element, So, but yeah, they haven't really worked. I don't think they haven't really done anything yet. But I know that Shamimi had showed. I know Shamimi had showed like sketches of like what she kind of want of her idea of like what the background should be for a for a podcast for the balding streams and whatnot. I know and it does seem like if it does go forward, like if they go forward with it, that they would probably, I imagine they probably would have like official stuff like on both Spotify and like in the official channel on YouTube or something. So yeah, it's possible. Would be a watch if made right. Yeah, it would be. But I was kind of curious what happens in that scenario where they do actually open the official, or they officially have like the channel now. And they, because I kind of figure if it's just gonna be like hosting the podcast episodes, then it wouldn't be. It's not that big of a deal. It's like you host the VODs, it's whatever. If it's like but it's also like most podcast channels do also tend to have like smaller clip compilations or like clip highlights. And I'm kind of curious what they'll do in that one. And if I were to guess, if they do like go for that type of format, I kind of imagine they probably would have somebody like an actual editor kind of do that for them, or of that sort. And like somehow get the feeling that probably be someone like Joker or whoever, you know, which would be insane considering that Joker basically like edits for like nearly. I mean, outside just Neural, it's just like he also edits like and manages like Crowley's channel. He probably if they did sell you the story, I imagine he probably would manage that channel too, probably. And or they could manage it themselves theoretically. So.
Heard that.
I want to know what she
Okay.
I want to know what she is thinking about. Why?
Oh wait, forgot. Gotta make sure it's centered so that focus strictly focus on Ellie. Or at least try to. Yeah.
I want to know what she is thinking about. Why?
But yeah, but yeah, I mean, it was probably inevitable at that point. That they would probably, because like at this point, it's the balding streams have become such like a fixture for like everybody, for like all the people involved. Yeah, it's basically just friends hanging out every Sunday, and that's like a simple premise as is, but it makes for some very fun moments, fun things to talk about, interesting things to talk about. So yeah, I can see them running this, and honestly, it's been long. It's been on like long enough. Think about it now that they kind of just like, you know, that it could theoretically last a good while too.
I want to know what she is thinking about. Why? Why is this about? Why? Why? Why?
I know it's not like way too far there, but let's see.
Why? Why is this happening to me? It looked like you were zoning out, and I.
All right. Also, probably people already figured it out. Do making like a rare 1080 by 1080 short, which is like the square format. Relatively rare to kind of do with the shorts in general, but and honestly, like you watch it on phone or whatever, it's not probably not gonna be as fun to view. But if you watch it from a PC, honestly, I like how it just like auto shapes it so that you're getting like a much bigger resolution. Like if you've seen like some shorts, like for example, like movie scenes, most of the time like they do that 1080 by 1080 format, uh, the square format, and like it generally makes watching on PC definitely like or computer basically just get like a much larger view of it. Whatever you're watching, like obviously on phone, not that much, but yeah.
Why is this happening to me?
Yeah, those are some hella long cats. Truck.
Looked like you were zoning out, and I wanted to nuzzle you. I wanted to nuzzle you.
All right. Okay. So let me try this again. Let's go run through this and see what happens. So
Just post it up there whenever
If,
that is.
when,
If when.
if,
Hee hee.
when, yeah, etc. When,
If when.
okay, so I could probably cut some space, some dead air in between. Honestly, if I'm being real, I kind of already have an idea for this one. First couple seconds, I'm probably gonna just like remove the audio, because it's just like random convo. And probably just replace it with like cat nuzzles, or like or the purring sounds like that cats usually make whenever they want to nuzzle with you or with like another cat or whatever. Because Minnie being a cat girl and everything.
If when.
when,
If when.
if,
Hee hee.
when, yeah. If,
Hee hee.
when, yeah, etc. Are you sniffing?
Just post it up there whenever
If,
that is.
when,
If when.
if,
Hee hee.
when, yeah, etc. Are you
Okay, we could probably trim that down just a little bit.
Hee hee.
when, yeah. Are you sniffing her?
I'm
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to
whatever.
nuzzle. I'm trying to nuzzle her.
Oh. Hee
I'm
hee
gonna
hee hee.
sniff her then.
I want to know.
It's classic. It's of course classic churchy.
I want to know what she is thinking about.
Why is this happening to me?
I looked.
I
It
don't know
looked
what
like
to
you
do
were
about this.
zoning out, and I wanted to nuzzle you. Looked
what
like
to
you
do
were
about this.
zoning out, and I wanted to nuzzle you.
All right, and then we could we could probably trim this down just a little bit as well.
Nuzzle you.
All right. Do. Okay.
Just post it up there whenever.
Yeah.
All right. So now the dialogue that's being played here, we could again. It's not gonna be that much of a concern with this one. Just have to replace it with purring noises, and then, yeah, it should be good. Also, how are you doing, Cher? Welcome in, Cher. Not that I've made a special audio for you, but we now have a sound alert in relation to a chair. Which if you know, you know. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you've heard it though. I'm pretty sure you've heard it. So yeah, we'll have to go silent this one, and then
Are you sniffing her?
I'm
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to
whatever.
nuzzle. I'm trying to nuzzle her.
Oh.
okay. So
Meow.
So meow indeed. So while I try to find a purring noise, I assume I have it somewhere on my PC, but assuming I don't, we'll run. We might as well just like also get the subtitles real quick as well. So, narrowly exit. I'm not sure if this applies to Premiere because it's been a while since I used Adobe Premiere, but I assume that it has the ability to just autosave. Because one of the things I kind of love about DaVinci is just the fact that it autosaves every single time, like every second, it just like autosaves or whatever. And I am so happy about that because the amount of times where it's just like because admittedly, I am really terrible at, like, saving often, especially when it comes to work. When you finish the clip, you should move the audio track slightly to mess with people. That is such a pet peeve, Chair. For me personally, that's such a pet peeve. Especially when the audio goes out of sync. It irks me so badly. Especially because like my earliest especially with like VODs that used to kind of like manually record using Shadowplay. It annoyed me sometimes because it goes, for me it always drifts out of sync, and that irritated me so badly, you know, so badly. Thankfully I don't have to worry about it too much, but still. Yeah.
I'm trying to nuzzle her.
Oh,
I'm gonna sniff her then.
I want to know what she is thinking about.
Why is this happening to me?
It
I
looked
don't know what
like
to
you
do
were
about this.
zoning out, and I wanted to nuzzle you.
So Maker, welcome in. All right. So I think I have cat purrs. And before anybody asks, no, I'm not gonna be making the cat purr noises myself. Just because I may be a long cat doesn't mean I'm obligated to do purrs. You know? At least I don't do it publicly, per se. So I hope you're doing well, Maker, as you try to give me uppies against my will yet again. Like everybody else here on the internet. On Twitch.tv. Okay, so let me turn on the audio here. So I'm pretty sure I only need like one version of the capper sound effect, so just got to for the daily. Yeah, indeed. Well, dailies are one thing though, but the Ubby's command is a whole other beast. I know most people are tempted by it, but if you fight the temptation, things will, you'll have nothing but good luck your way. Happy clipping birthday, indeed. Although for today's instance, it probably will be relatively short because, again, no pun intended. It's mostly just two shorts. One which technically was already done, but I was just kind of debating about how to polish the first one. This one, I also halfway done. It's just a matter of like subtitles and music. Long cat short stream. Doing shorts. Or taking a long time to do shorts on a short stream. Wait. Wow, that's way too loud. Or just like a little too loud.
Are you sniffing her?
Okay, so as always, need the gonna need the usual subtitles, or the usual format subtitles I always like using. And then yeah. Thankfully, unlike the Missy one, this is gonna definitely be a hell of a lot shorter. Mostly because it's just, well, mostly sniffing. And purring. And a whole lot of other stuff in between. But yeah.
Are you sniffing?
Okay, so right off the bat. Again, one of the more benefits of like doing square formats is like you're getting a little wider space. Even though you're kind of sacrificing, like especially if you're on your phone, you're sacrificing like if you watch this from your phone, obviously you're gonna get like the huge black bars on like the top and bottom. So it's like, is what it is. But again, PC, you're getting like a much wider, arguably a little larger resolution from it. So, yeah, if UAV. Also, I could theoretically do this maybe in like vertical format, but the problem is like I definitely feel like this is one of those instances where I need that space, you know?
Are you snip?
Weird question, but would it be okay to solicit editing thing? Well, I mean, well, it depends on your definition of solicit, but I don't mind hearing what you have to say. Assuming it's not like, oh, you suck. Which ironically enough, I probably would take. But, you know. No, you're good though. What yeah, you're all good here. Uh you're all good. Let's see. Anyways, let me lower this. Then pick the screen color. We'll probably associate this with like Church's usual colors. Also just to make sure I'm not completely like losing my mind. Solicit as in like solicit as oh, right. Sorry. I can't believe I nearly forgot what solicit was. But nah, you're good. I have no educational bias if you suck. Just thinking, oh, no, well, I appreciate it. But yeah, honestly, I don't mind the soliciting, to be fair. I just, yeah, I just like showing off what I do. Or at least I try to show what I usually am doing on my end and just try to, you know, whether or not it's good, I'll leave it up to the people that watch it, but, you know. If it's at least passable, I mean that's always a good thing in my book. So
Are you snip?
all right, so our
Are you sniffing her? Are you sniffing her?
I'm trying
yeah,
to
whatever.
nuzzle. I'm trying.
all right, but yeah, let's see. I'm sure it says I'm trying to never, but again, why you never can rely too much on auto subtitles, especially like the ones that are like built into like the programs. The ones that definitely are like behind the paywall and whatnot. You never want to like go. Yeah. Okay, so one of my favorite streamers is looking for an editor. Well, I wouldn't mind per se, although I don't. Although coming from someone who's never actually like done official editing work for certain VTubers, I wouldn't know where to begin on my end. But I'm not disinterested in it. You know, I always was kind of curious what it'd be like to just kind of like do specific editing work for certain people, and there are some that I know that are also kind of looking for editors as well, and I was kind of debating whether or not I should blend my services because because as much as I don't mind like the clipping aspect on my end, it definitely is not like that alone. I think it's hardly ever gonna be like, yeah, that's just one avenue on my end, you know.
I'm trying
yeah,
to
whatever.
nuzzle.
Okay, so gotta change the outline of this one as well. We could probably what did I use last one?
so I want to see some action.
Listen, Strike, you're seeing plenty of action here. A little too much action for being real. Okay, fair, thanks. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, in case you are actually looking around, in case you are looking around and you are still looking for somebody that might be interested in that, you know, DMs are generally open, so But yeah, I wouldn't know where to begin on my end. There are people where there are like certain like smaller VTubers where I definitely have like I've kind of thought about the idea of like, offering what doing what I can on my end, but I just haven't really like gone full all the way through on it.
I'm trying to nuzzle. I'm
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to
whatever.
nuzzle. I'm trying to nuzzle her.
Oh.
I'm
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to
whatever.
nuzzle. I'm trying to nuzzle her.
Oh.
I'm gonna sniff her.
I'm trying to nuzzle her.
Oh.
I'm gonna sniff her then. I'm gonna sniff.
I'm trying to nuzzle.
Okay, maybe maybe this. I should probably shorten this down.
Her.
I'm
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to
whatever.
nuzzle. I'm trying to nuzzle.
Oh, maybe okay. Maybe that doesn't look as well.
Oh.
I'm gonna sniff her then.
I want to know what she is thinking.
I don't know what.
I want to know what she is thinking about.
Why?
I want to know what.
Although we could probably split this one down just a little bit. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, so back to Minnie. Hold on one sec. And she's screen colored. Oh.
I want to know what. I want to know what. I want to know what.
Right, want to know what she is thinking about. Okay. She is.
I want to know what she is. I want to know what. I want to know what she is thinking about.
Why is this happening?
Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So change screen color. Go back. Use Ellie's colors, obviously for the border or like for the shading on the font.
Why?
About.
Maybe we could probably trim this down just a little bit.
About.
Why is this?
About.
Why?
Why is
this happening? Why is this happening?
I look. It It looked
I don't know
like
what to
you
do
were
about this.
zoning out. It looked
I don't-
it looked
I don't know what- I
it
don't know
looked
what
like
to
you
do
were
about-
it looked
Hi. Right. Then, okay, we can probably move up.
it looked
Or maybe we should probably keep this one down and have like Ellie's quote just go be in the top.
I don't know what
like
to
you
do
were
about this.
zoning.
Okay.
Out.
I
It
don't know
looked
what
like
to
you
do
were
about this.
zoning out.
It looked like you were zoning out. Also lower size just enough to kind of just like say 0.08. Except the size also is 0.08. Are you cooking? To the best of my ability, Jan. To the best of my ability. Also, creatively, but also now that I had somebody talk about like braised beef, now I kind of am craving some braised beef as well. Although I don't think I could afford 4 hours of like slow cooking it now. Which means the only other She's the only other thing I could theoretically eat, like after stream, would probably be like eggs.
I
It
don't know
looked
what
like
to
you
do
were
about this.
zoning out.
I
It
don't know
looked
what
like
Okay, we probably don't need too much text on this one. It looks like you were zoning out. Braised beef, yeah. Had somebody talk about it. Not too long ago, and now that's all I'm kind of thinking about right now as far as food goes.
it looked like you. It looked like you were zoning out. You were zoning out. And I wanted to nuzzle you. And I wanted to
Also, Shumi had mentioned on stream that they did record like the balding stuff that was like that happened at WeepCon over the weekend. Although I'm kind of curious to see because it would be interesting to try to clip something that directly happened at WeepCon, even though I've never been at WeepCon the entire time. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting. I also don't think. Oh, it sounds. But from what Shimi talked about, apparently it was basically like classic balding, experience. By the way, it's thanks to one of your recent clips, Ellie. They start following her. Just sharing that. Want to let you know your efforts to make it to the best of my do what I can on my end. Yeah. Glad you follow Ellie. Ellie, there's a lot of things about Ellie. Like outside just like her being like, you know, her working doing like working on the dog and like just her being like close with like Neuro and like everybody else. She's definitely like a lot more. It's not often you kind of see like people being like multi-talented the way they are, Um, like and Ellie's obviously more just like robotics engineer. She could sing, she could produce, she could play literally like near like half of the instruments that she has with her. Uh, like she could code, she could do like it's like it's not often to see people like being multi-talented the way they are, and Ellie just kind of does it like that. And I know she says like she probably imagining she probably would say something like it's not that she's not that great at it or something, but obviously proof is in the pudding, and people obviously could see that that's anything but the case. That's anything but true. When it comes to like her saying she's not great or whatever. So,
Wanted to nuzzle you.
but yeah, it was definitely a case of like, yeah, I don't know. That was kind of like why I was kind of intrigued when I first found out about her like all those years ago. Like, because again, like outside, I think because up to that point, most of the clips definitely were just like mostly about like her interactions with like Vettel or whatever, or like the bow thing with the pasta. Um, yeah, no, there was definitely more. And I feel like it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, she was interesting enough that she definitely was like worth capture some of those moments. But yeah.
Wanted to nuzzle you.
Okay, let me trim this down just a little bit.
You.
Oh, that's too much of a quick cut. But yeah. Anyways. Yeah, this one should be relatively straightforward. All things considering, as far as shorts go, it's like although the rest is just a matter of like again adding music and everything. But it's a Fortress. What's good?
Are you?
Okay, so this one, probably turn this down just a little more. Just a little more.
Are you sniffing her?
I'm
we
trying
get
to
whatever?
nuzzle. I'm trying to nuzzle her.
Oh, I'm gonna sniff her then.
I want.
Although, as far as like balding clips though, this is definitely probably not the most interesting thing, all things considering, but it definitely felt very balding core at this rate. So yeah,
I'm gonna sniff her then.
Okay.
I want to know what she was thinking about.
Why is this happening?
It
don't
looked
know
like
what to
you
do
were
about this.
zoning out, and
About this.
I wanted to nuzzle you.
So yeah, probably not too out there per se. But we've been deprived of a balding stream this week, or at least the balding stream happened on weekend, and I didn't go to week this weekend over the weekend. So, But from what Shumimi described, it was basically classic balding. But yeah, so yeah, not a lot of them way the clips. As far as like Ellie streams, at least like not until like I would probably presume like the next balding stream next Sunday. Pending assuming that Ellie doesn't do any other stream this week. She probably will, maybe, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, but it has been a while since. It feels like it's been forever since I did like any type of like clip. Uh, I know like probably people who've seen the channel probably have seen me like literally, doing shorts for like everybody else, which was fun. It was also
Are you
fun.
sniffing her?
I'm trying
yeah,
to
whatever.
nuzzle. I'm trying to nuzzle her.
Oh,
Okay, I'm trying to debate if this should short, if I should like. Let me see this. Try. And actually, hold on one sec.
Nuzzle her.
oh, I'm gonna sniff her then. I'm gonna sniff her.
Let me try and nuzzle Ellie while we're trying to nuzzle the lung. Oh, muzzle. Look, you can't muzzle this long. You can't muzzle the cat here, okay? Come on. Who would want to try to muzzle me, McDillon? Who would try? There's no reason to muzzle this long cat. You know? If you can't peg this cat, you certainly can't muzzle this cat either. So alright, so maybe okay, also side note, Army would. Army certainly would, although Army doesn't pop in as often, so I think we're good. I mean, we're not sure if you bite or not, but to prevent you doing so, why would I bite people? Why would I ever want to bite someone? You know, why would I ever want to do that? Okay. You say that now, okay? Okay, fair. Well, fair enough, but also, you know, it'd be whippy. Anyways, you cannot muzzle this long cat, nor can you peg this long cat. This long cat is free, and it still has all the free will it needs to. I still have my free will. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so still, I okay. Look, it's not as. I still will maintain it's not as bad as it seems, or the stuff that may, that I may say, or the stuff that I may, I don't bite. That's for sure. But I definitely may have said some questionable stuff that might warrant the using of like the usage of a muscle, but you know, it's not that. It's not as horrifying as people make it out to be. You know.
I want
Okay, so. Alright, so let me just try to get this out of the way as well.
to.
I think Screaming only sniffed once in this one. I think, and obviously I'll add like the nuzzle. Actually, no, maybe I should add the nuzzle sound effect to this part too. Uh, oh right, I forgot y'all also understand each other.
I want to know what she.
Okay. So let's just get this out of the way as well. All right, get the outer color. We need like that usual vibrant pink that I think that I usually give associated with like Vinny's subtitles with using German. And I think we both share Dutch as a common language. So I don't know. Wait, so y'all were just winging it the whole time? I mean, to be fair, like I said, I probably wouldn't have suspected either way, but still. Actually, it's not nuzzle, it's purr. And then probably set it like that.
I want to.
Not even sure now. Maybe Dylan's keeping me on your or keeping you on your toes by throwing different languages my way and just assuming the Dutch thing. Yeah, surprisingly, I think we have like at least one other Dutch person. I forget who it was though. But also, I want to make it clear: I am not racist against the Dutch. Or was it the Finnish? Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. Regardless, I am not racist against the Dutch or the Finnish or the Albanians. The ones that David saved with his penis. But yeah, I definitely full disclaimer on that one. So yay.
I want to know what. I want to know what she is thinking about. I want to know what she is thinking. She is thinking.
At least you love Albania. Not enough to I mean, I don't mind Albania per se, but not enough to the point where, I would stick the necessary tool in for the sake of, of saving it, That's David's job at the end of the day. So
I want to know what she is thinking of.
forgot who sniffed here. I assume Churchy was sniffing on this one. Again, out of context sounds weird, but at the same time, if it's church, it's also very churchy core. So
I want to know what she is. She is thinking about.
Why is this?
What she is thinking. What she is.
busy with work. Yeah, it is Mondays or Tuesdays in this case.
What she is thinking about.
Why is this happening to me?
It looked like you were zoning out, and I wanted to nuzzle you.
All right, let's see. Okay, so let's run this through. Yeah, let's run this through for realsies. Okay, so this one we could probably and actually reduce the duration. BRB? Yeah, no, you're good.
Are you sniffing her?
I'm
Can
trying
we-
to
whatever.
nuzzle. I'm trying to nuzzle her.
Oh,
I'm gonna sniff her then.
I want to know what she is thinking about.
Why is this happening to me?
It
don't
looked
know what
like
to
you
do
were
about this.
zoning out, and I wanted to nuzzle you.
Okay, so barring background music, obviously, this should be as is. Probably, maybe raise the volume here, and then raise it a little more on the second one.
Are you sniffing her?
I'm
Can
trying
we-
to
whatever.
nuzzle. I'm trying to nuzzle her.
Oh,
I'm gonna sniff her then.
I want to know what she is thinking about.
Why is this happening to me?
It looked
don't know
like
what to
she is thinking about.
Why is
Maybe we could probably zoom into Ellie just a little more. Like just a little more on that end. The art's going well. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Yeah, not often I get some self-sus art for once, but I'm honored. I'm quite honored.
Thinking about.
why is this happening?
About.
Why is this happening? Why
About.
What are? Don't worry about Jesus. Don't worry.
Why?
Okay. Actually, let me redo this one. Maybe.
About.
why is this happening to me?
About.
Why is
Maybe too close right there. There we go.
About.
why is this happening to me?
Anyways, how are you doing, Jesus?
It looked
I don't know what
like
to
you
do
were
about this.
zoning out, and I wanted to nuzzle you.
And then made a slight error right there.
Out, and I.
To do
You were
about this.
zoning out, and I. Out, and I wanted to nuzzle you.
Okay.
You.
Then essentially just make the reaction a little more. Yeah. Doing fine. Yeah, glad to hear it. Jesus, just out of curiosity, how's your experience as being a mod like? Just out of curiosity. And also particularly in this time of the night, or well, yeah, my nighttime where I'm at.
Are you sniffing her?
I'm
Can we-
trying to
whatever.
nuzzle. I'm trying to nuzzle her.
Oh,
I'm gonna sniff her then.
I want to know what she is thinking about.
Why is this happening to me?
It
Okay.
looked
I don't know what
like
to
you
do
were
about this.
zoning out, and I wanted to nuzzle you.
Okay, so I think we brought it down to like a decent
Are you
20 seconds
sniffing
on this
her?
one.
I'm
So.
trying to
whatever.
nuzzle. I'm trying to nuzzle her.
Oh,
I'm gonna sniff her
Bum,
then.
bum, 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 bum.
I want to know what she is thinking.
Okay, so we got the basis of that done. So it'll be what it be. This one, so I just do what I think I should, I guess. Spook seems fine with my remind. Okay. I'm definitely not asking because I may be, because the search for a moderator at this time of the hour continues on. Definitely not trying to look for something more in house per se. I would not mod be well. I would take your word for it. Yeah, I would take your word for it, but we'll see. We'll see indeed. Anyways, this one I've been kind of sitting on this one for just a little bit, but I was also trying to debate whether or not it was kind of worth putting out there. But for this one, in this case, this was more about Gomi saying that she would basically so TLDR basically is that Gomi was probably good prepared to kind of rebrand in like a couple months, so kind of figure maybe that might be something to put out there as a full-on clip. That and even if I don't do it, I kind of figure this probably would work regardless if I put it out there or not. But basically, because if she does the rebrand, I figure I probably would end up clipping that. Like in a couple months. So we'll see how it goes. She's rebranding to a wolf brand. I almost said wolf brand chili. I think she supposedly is rebranding to like a wolf spider. So
Okay, Goomers, are you ready? 6, 7.
although I don't know if I want to do the 6-7 intro.
And 6, 7. Goomers, 6, 7. I would never make fun of bald people. I can never make fun of bald people.
Yep. Just bully everyone use that intro. Jeez.
Yeah. Goomers, are you ready?
Okay. We could probably combine it in this case because again, start. Love 6-7. I don't love 6-7. Honestly, if anything, I'm just waiting for it to die out. Like it's gonna be part of the 2020s. It's the same vein as Skibidi Toilet. It's gonna be part of it's just gonna be part of that decade. It cemented itself as a joke, but I don't see it surviving. Going into the 2030s at least.
Okay, Goomers, are you ready? 6, 7. 6, 7. Goomers, 6, 7. I would never make fun of bald people.
And then
I can never make fun of bald people. I just couldn't. 6, 7. That's so cringe. Okay. Well. Also, Goomer.
yeah. So yeah, I cut as much as I could in this one, but I'm gonna probably not too extensive here. It's just probably gonna need to trim out the things that I kind of need to trim out, and then work on from there.
I can never make fun of bald people. I just couldn't. 6, 7. That's so cringe. Okay. Well. Also.
Oh.
Well. Also, Goomers. Okay. Well. Also, Goomers, this model is going to die. Actually, fairly soon. So. Also, Goomers.
Yeah, welcome back, Jan. I hope you're doing well. Well, I hope your break was good. Let's see.
This model is going to die. Actually, fairly soon. So, this model is going to die. Actually, fairly soon. So, I think that we have to do like a actual
Yeah, gun the model down. Not the model for realsies, but yeah.
soon. We have to do like an actual like sad graduation thing. Another, you know, guys, I really do like a thing that we have to do like a we have to do like an actual like sad graduation soon. So we have to do like an actual like soon. We have to do like an actual like sad graduation thing. Another, you know, guys, I've graduation thing. Another, you know, guys, I've really not done that many funerals. To be honest with you,
And thank you for the care package.
Gomi died once, and even then,
Alright.
graduation thing. Another, you know, guys, I've really not done that many funerals. To be honest with you, Gomi died once.
Yeah. First funeral was fun.
Asian thing. Another, you know, guys, I've really not done that many funerals. To be honest with you, Gomi died once. And even then, I didn't like fully die. It was just a hiatus. Technically, like only one thing's died, but it wasn't a. To be honest with you, Gomi died once. And even then, I didn't like once. And even then, I didn't like fully die.
This is going to have the hypercam watermark is a bit not trying to make. Yeah, no, that's been that's definitely been a staple in Gomi streams for a while.
Die. It was just a hiatus. Technically, like only one thing's died, but it wasn't a creation of my own. Okay, but listen, that's what's gonna happen. I know some people think my
But yeah,
redesigns.
but yeah, the hypercam, the Deku thing, which you probably won't see on this clip, but she'll do like the Deku bit. What else? She used to have like a picture of Cillian Murphy up there, up there too. She wears the jorts. Yeah, she enjoys wearing her jorts, and yeah.
Whatever. Died, but it wasn't a creation of my own. Okay, but listen, that's what's gonna happen. I know some people think my redesign's ugly, whatever. But it makes me happy, and the model's gonna be super cute, so... Yes, we're gonna become cute, so... Cute. Gonna be super cute. Yes, we're gonna become... Super cute, so... Yes, we're gonna become a PNG tuber for a while. I think
But yeah, welcome back from ad break.
yes, we're gonna become a PNG tuber, a PNG tuber for a while. I think PNG tubing is PNG.
Yeah, I mean it's time. Okay, this one's a little tempting, kind of like, because there's times where I just see like little bouts of like space, like dead air, like in between. I can't help but like want to try cut that down. But I don't know. I most of the time whenever I do like cuts like that, half the time I try to keep like. I try to pace it in a way that like doesn't seem like it's too abrupt with cuts, like because there's sometimes where people will make like so many cuts that you could tell right off the bat when something is like when like a speech or like a sentence was clearly like cut out, or like cut in a way. But yeah. But yeah.
So, yes, we're gonna become a PNG tuber for a while. I think PNG tubing is cool and based. I was a PNG tuber for 4 months before I debuted a Gomi model. So I know a little thing about being a PNG tuber. But just so people can get familiar with the design, because I think it would feel kind of random to go from this model to a just to a brand new one like in 2 days, From this model to just to a brand new one like in 2 to a random to go from this model just to a brand new one like in 2 days, because usually when you're streaming and then having a re-debut, maybe some people would take a week off and then they would debut the new model, but like I feel kind of awkward doing that. So you may have noticed I've already changed the my Twitter bio and this bio on Twitch and the profile photos.
I've never PNG though. I mean, technically I have, although it was only mostly just because my V2 Studio model cannot handle certain games. But yeah, no, I've had the PNG model. I've had the PNG Long Cat out there, It was definitely out there. It be as it be. I've even had technically had like the pre-VTuber ones, like at least like one stream before that. So, yay.
To Wolf Girl. I'm not a Wolf Girl yet. Profile photos. To Wolf Girl. I'm not a Wolf Girl yet.
I do be. Wait, I should not be deceiving. He's had it out.
Girl. I'm not a Wolf Girl yet. Twitch and the profile photos. To Wolf Girl. I'm not a Wolf Girl yet, but we will be a Wolf Girl soon.
The tips. Okay, look, there were no tips out. There were no tips out. There's no tits out, but there was also no tips out. So, you know, during that time at least.
Wolf Girl yet, but we will be a Wolf Girl soon. Looking forward to it, but I'll miss this one. Yeah, everyone says that. It's like same with every rebrand and redesign, I think. And you know, I think it's fine for some people to like this one better. Holy shit, so much stuff is popping up on my screen right now. I think it's fine to like this one the most or whatever. I'm not calling you out. I'm not calling you out.
If I ever get back to VO, I'll likely go with DaVinci Resolve. It looks close enough to the software used in the past. Reportedly works great on Linux. It can offload rendering to my media server. Yeah, yeah. There's generally like a curve, learning curve to it by default. But again, once you kind of get the hang of it, it is relatively easy to kind of figure a lot of stuff out. Also, it's got a lot of caveats to it that I feel like. That definitely feel on par, like for it to feel on par with like Adobe Premiere or whatever, and even like it basically just does anything I need to do that Premiere would offer, but without like the subscription model, or like having to pay like an arm and a leg on a monthly basis or a yearly basis or whatever. So yeah, it definitely has its caveats.
Models. You should respect that I'm getting a new one. I don't know how it goes when people get new models. You should
But yeah, we got me like switching over to the to a different rebrand model, to the to like similar to what you see like in the profile pic down here right next to me. It's definitely gonna take getting used to for sure, but like you said, if it makes him happy at the end of the day,
you should respect that I'm getting a new one. You should respect that I'm getting a new one. Yeah, hopefully we don't get too many comments of like, the old model was better. Actually, Gomi, I think you should kill yours and go back to the old model, the very elf, and go back to the...
We'll probably have to censor. Actually, I mean, usually, okay, maybe I don't need to censor out that one, but usually anytime someone says something about like, telling you to like off yourself, whatever, I usually just kind of use like the in Minecraft thing. So we could probably note that.
You should kill yourself and go back to the old model, the very original one. Aga. I feel kind of...
Right.
Aga.
If you hear your voice, it'll click soon enough. Yeah. Switching mouse. Yeah, after a while. Yeah. Even though, honestly, we're so far with this season, like this year alone, like I am gonna be experiencing at least 3 different people that I used to know, or like people I used to watch, are gonna be experiencing like either rebrands or like new models, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to say, if nothing else.
One. Aga. Aga.
Aga. Aga has creeped into my mind so much now. Thoughts on Jane's new mod? it I never really anticipated. I honestly, of all the like comparing her PNG model and like where and what she in her V2 not model now, I definitely did not pick up like the like the all black the all black like I don't want to say goth girl. It's more like punkish emo tsundere vibes which was what I was getting. I mean, the tsundere aspect probably I kind of got similar vibes from, but I definitely didn't anticipate her having that model per se. So, but honestly, it works. It surprisingly works well. I didn't anticipate like it working as well as it did. What even is Aga? Well, Aga is honestly Aga's that. Yeah, Aga's what you see. And to be fair, I didn't even know what Aga was most of last year until I met Spookster and Kyoko and everyone from that side. Apparently, everyone from that side of the community definitely loves the Aga.
Aga. I feel kind of lucky that I'm relatively new, so I haven't had a lot of time to get used to the current model. Yeah, but the new one I think is going to be really cute. I really like the artist, so I'm excited. Gomi without legs was peak. Well, I mean, what about Gomi without a body? Well, I mean, what about Gomi without a body? Gomi without legs was peak. Well, I mean, what? I mean, what about?
Okay, now continue not understanding. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Actually, probably don't need to zoom in.
Peak? Well, I mean, what about Gobi without a body? Without a body.
Okay, so a lot of dead air on this one. I could probably shorten this down, probably. Bunnies, what's good? That would be an April Fool's idea for next year. Just add your model, contain certain PS ads of your model and actual cat pictures instead of it being flat, like 2D. Honestly, wouldn't be the worst idea. Although seeing me in like an ultra realistic cat, like it's gonna be so cursed. Like the first thing I think of like right off the bat is like Avo's Shmaimai model, which is like literally like a picture of Shmaimai and Avo controlling the face element, and it's like, yeah, that scares me sometimes.
Gobi without a body. Body. So.
Okay.
What about Gobi without a body? Body.
Let's go wake. Let's hope not. Just realized it's almost 5 p.m. Yeah, it's almost 4. Yeah, it's getting late. I did say it was gonna be a short stream. I may not have been entirely honest. We'll see. Aga comes from Turkish slang meaning bro, dude, homie. But I do see people conflating Aga and Waga more and more. Yes, indeed. Yeah, register, lovey. It's peak going. Okay. Sorry, let me just try to get this in. Okay.
So 6, 7. 6, 7. 6. 6, 7.
Anyways, the long cat not being it. I've always been honest. I've always been honest with. I've always been honest, guys. Look, you just have to look at it from my perspective. You know, short stream. Yeah, that's how I don't. Anyways, look, I don't lie. You know, it's just that I haven't really. You know, I would have to like. For me to lie would probably mean that I would have nothing but malicious intent with what I'm trying to say or do, which is not true. That's never is how it is.
6, 7. Word. I'm thinking. Sorry to swamp. Swamp, leave before you hear this because you'll be upset. I'm thinking maybe we will do karaoke.
Okay, that one could definitely cut out. If you've been honest on what are your opinions on pegging, look, I think I made my opinions on uppies very clear. I never wanted it. I never liked it to begin with. You upload the art. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see. See what we got. Let's see what we got. FYI, just Chris said he was gonna make something for me, and you know, it's not. I can't say where it. If I had to make a choice, accept the uppies or accept the Peggy, I don't know if I can answer that, McDillon, because if I say one or the other, then that's gonna be clipped for all of eternity, and I don't think and I've already been clipped to plenty. I don't think anyone needs to hear my answer. You know, all that to say, I don't think anyone needs to hear. What I will do instead is show them this amazing art. Well, this art that Chris made. The obvious is well, okay. I mean, if you know realistically how I feel about things, then yes, theoretically, I guess. Anyways, look at what Chris made. You know, it's adorable, but also it's also really weird if you understand the context of this all. It is adorable. Congratulations. I do actually like it, Chris. Even if it is technically, you know, myself, holding hands with myself. You know? At the end, they always tell you at the end of the day, you have to love yourself, you know? Because if nothing else, even at its bare minimum, you know, if you can't love yourself, who would ever truly love you, right? So theoretically, you know, I'm just living up to that meaning. But yeah. Yeah, no matter what decade, at the end of the day, it's premarital hand holding, which does make it lewd. Well, thankfully, thankfully, it's a loophole that you can get through. You have to make love. Look, I will be the first to tell you right off the bat, you're not a true VTuber until you have art of until you essentially have self-cess art. You know, it's not often you get it, but when you do get it, it's a good rite of passage moment. You know. So it reminds me of the cute dancing marmots meme vlog. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. But yeah. Anyways, thank you, Chris, for that. Thank you. Even if the hand holding does make this into it, thankfully you are in an 18+ stream, so you don't have to worry about that today. Yeah. There's more calling VTuber George forever alone, forever and ever. Thankfully, though, you know. Love myself, you know. I love myself no matter what. Also want to make this clear. I may be 475 years old, but I ain't that old. Okay, I can grow. I can have colored hair again. The gray is the natural hair color. That's just not a result of me being old. You know. Gotta go to bed. It's 5 hours. Yeah, I should probably go to bed soon.
6, 7. You're becoming a wolf spider? That's honestly a great idea. I feel like I've never seen it before, and I think it's a cute little idea. Should we just have her like tiny in the corner? Yeah, there she is. And then glad we have these on hand. Yeah, I'm still gonna be Spider. I'm not leaving Spider. Yeah. So it's not even fully a rebrand. And like I'm still gonna have purple hair.
So the gender was a phase. It was an interesting time. It represented an interesting time in my life. That I'll admit, you know. Also, I just realized I was working while I just realized I was working while I had this completely covered up. I don't know where I put this. We'll just leave it here. Anyways, but yeah, hope you had a good night's sleep.
Idea. Should we just have her like tiny in the corner? Yeah. There she is. And then glad we have these on hand. Yeah, I'm still gonna be Spider. I'm not leaving Spider. Yeah. So it's not even fully a rebrand. And like I'm still gonna have purple hair and stuff. It is just like yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I am excited for reading and stuff. I don't necessarily think it's gonna make us pop off more or pop off less, but it'll be fun. I don't have like background or anything less, but it'll be fun. I don't want to imagine how the wolf spider was born. Well, she wasn't born. You see, I used to be a little itsy bitsy spider. I used to be an itsy bitsy spider, but then I was bit by a radioactive human, but then I was bit by a radioactive wolf, so. No.
Okay.
You're becoming a wolf spider? That's honestly
Forgot something. So okay. Well, I might have to work on this afterwards. I'm actually getting a little too EP today. But yeah, it's been interesting. But yeah, I probably should go to sleep. But before I go to sleep, Belongs EP Cat, yes indeed. But before I go to sleep, you know, I can't just end stream without without getting the other thing out of my system. And it's not pegging. It is something, but it does involve some protrusions, a little bit of prodding in my end, and that is marbles. So yeah, well, that's it. Who wants to play marbles? Surely this will be much like last stream. This probably will actually be sure. This will actually be short, you know. But the difference is, I think this will actually be the last. When I say it'll be the last race, it'll be the last race for sure for tonight. You know, it just be how it be. Anyways, who wants to play marbles? Somebody will let me. Somebody's showing. Anyways, yeah. Who wants to play? So long as we don't end up in Barrel Witty Callus, we'll be okay. But we randomize this, and yeah, we almost strictly do community maps here. But yeah, probably not a lot of races this time around. But for the few that are sticking around, !play if you guys want to join. 3 minutes, 12 seconds. Staring right into the sun. Nutson, welcome in. So yeah, how's 2 races sound? Again, very short, but you know, we'll do 2 races and then we'll probably call it here. So okay, fine. 3 races. We'll do 3 races and then we'll call it here, you know? Also, let me change the category as I completely forget before I completely forget yet again. Set game marbles on stream. He's lost today. Best of 10. Oh god, I don't even know if I could survive through 5. I'm not gonna lie, Spooky One. I cannot. I don't even know for sure. Also, I'm gonna grab something to drink. Just to just keep me awake just enough. But in the meantime, !play. Indeed. So yay. So, anyways, I'll be right back, real quick. Actually, you know what? We'll wait till the first Marvel starts, and then I'll set it to whoever lands up first. And then yeah, I have to go because also I gotta go to the bathroom. So, I can hold it in for like another minute. But yeah. Let's say best of 5, but you already crept to that. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll do Monday. We'll do like a much more huger marble event. Maybe one of these days, one of these good days. We shall see who the true marvelous of who's the marvelous of them all. But anyways, in the meantime, exclamation mark play. Again, once I could probably start the race if I'll be real. Because yeah, I can't hold it anymore. It's Zen. It's always Zen. But thankfully Zen is not here. Surprisingly, Zen's not here. Anyways, I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom. Well, we'll focus on you, Jesus. So yeah. Anyways, I'll be right back. Taking the low. No, listen, me and Dylan were two lonely people. We've always been lonely. Probably, maybe. But who knows? Anyways, who's in the lead? Jesus. Yeah. Can't say who's. Oh, wait, never mind. No, it's relatively cool. No, it's me, Dylan, Jan, Nuts, and we're all lonely. Together forever, lonely as we traverse through the solar system like ain't nobody's business. Indeed. Ba, ba, ba. Lonely together. Who should we raid though? Okay. Who should we raid? Okay. Well, I know someone mentioned the other day that we should raid an arrow. And honestly, I kind of lean towards that. Alternatively, Aline is also live, so we could probably go to there as well. Either or. But we'll see. Again, we'll do 2 more races, and then, yeah, I definitely need to call it. So, hooray. But anyways, I'm in the lead, which is not really surprising me. You know how I be, veteran Marvel at work. I always be how I am. So, indeed. Come on. Don't fail me now. Also, Nitson, why is your profile pic a tick? Nothing else denied you at the merge. I imagine he would do something like that. Oh, Suki, thank you for the 50 bits. I almost forgot that you could. I forgot that power-ups are still enabled. It's a hermit crab, yes. Oh, that's what it was. Anyways, well, hermit or not, you still got second, but unfortunately, I still got first. Also, I kind of forgot yet again that bits actually cheers actually get you power ups. I forgot. So as a result, McDillon, you literally died because apparently you got restarted back to the beginning. So you know, oh, I'd switch places. Yeah. But thank you for the 50 bits. I could see the incentive now. But yeah. Okay. It feels like that seems like I don't know. That feels like that's the default, right? That or maybe I accidentally have it on as a setting. Who knows? Anyways, congratulations to me. Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. We'll do another map. And then as we look at what I presume is a pig. But in the meantime, exclamation mark play. A lot of these seem relatively straightforward. Whee! Probably should have set this to like 2 minutes, but oh well. Okay, I might have to make this the last race for sure because I don't know if the cat needs to eat. The cat needs to eat so much. Needs to eat. Anyways, no word. Yeah, all right. Again, very fair time where I will say it's the last race, and it will, and surprise, it's the actual last race. Take it easy, yeah. I promise you guys, definitely it's not gonna be like last time, where I let my inner urges get the better of me. You're here for your race. Well, you are here indeed, Taco. Get in here, Taco! Exclamation mark play, Taco. Are you still white, by the way? I'm kind of curious. Speaking of race, are you still white, by the way? Are you still white? Eve is weird. Well, I would tell myself that, but then, I tend to throw that out the window. It'll be forceful. No, I ain't trying to be forceful. Unless you're the type of person that likes that, and, I'm happy to oblige, I guess. No, you're not white anymore. I do like that. Okay, well, I'm glad you appreciate it. Not a lot of people don't take me seriously when I try to be forceful, or I try to be like assertive. You know, stop feeding the allegations. I'm not feeding the Look, I'm not feeding the allegations. I'm just complimenting. I'm just complimenting. Is all. I'm complimenting a friend. Uh, you know, again, you'll get onto your knees to beg. The fact that you have a leash, Taco, and I don't know how to feel about that. But, again, not that I'll ever wear a leash one of these days, This cat remains free and assertive till the end of time. Anyways, 35 seconds you want to join, exclamation mark play. Or, I'll check it out. We'll just start. You'll leash me at Twitch. No one's gonna leash me at any con. Least of all TwitchCon. No, that's the last thing I need. Anyways, we're about to start this race. So like I'm gonna be walking at TwitchCon with a giant advertising sign that says this is Shinsta, and you and Taco, you would just like, put the collar on me from behind with the leash and all. Certainly not the case. When do you get to see me? Actually, I don't actually know. That's the interesting part. Maybe that's the beauty of it all. You'll never know when I'll actually make an actual IRL appearance. Although I will say Off Kai was relatively close, but honestly, the chances of me making it to Off Kai is admittedly still very slim on my end. So, and honestly, at this point, it's kind of like because I did say before a year ago, like that maybe I'll take it. I could try to make an effort to go, but it is what it is with that one. So, the assumption right now, I guess now is like, assume I'm not gonna go until until something happens or something. I don't think you're even going to TwitchCon. I think you're going for vacation. Honestly, it's probably more worth it than TwitchCon, if I'm being real. Based on the horror stories from last year, even if they beef up like security for that one, it's not gonna be enough, you know. Anyways, Nutson, I think you are in the lead. I died. By the way, apparently every 50 bits, you will have a power up at random. Whether or not you get the power up in question, that you want in question remains to be seen. Also, yeah, I did die. What a terrible way to end the stream. What a very terrible way to end the stream. But I have to commit. I have to commit about not, hitting the Y button yet again. It's a metaphor for sleep. Oh, I mean, that too. That too. Anyways, congratulations, Jesus, you and your 6-7 badge. His has. You don't want me to be alone deaf. Well, I appreciate the sentiment, Taco. I appreciate it. But anyways, congratulations, Jesus Strike, second place, Yon Dird, Spooky fourth, Nutson, Taco, and I, perished. Our bodies melted and we descended to the afterlife. Who knows? Into the marble afterlife. But yes. Anyways, but yeah, I'm gonna have to cut it short because I do be tired. However, we do need to raid somebody, and I am kind of leaning towards Aru. So, Aru Aureus, I think is the name. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for sticking around. It's been fun. Thankfully, I don't think Strike is here, so I don't think. Oh wait, never mind. Strike is actually here. Anyways, no tips out raid. There was nothing worth tipping out. What I will do, however, is raid 1 for subs, raid 2 for non-subs. Do not go tips out for me. It was I don't think short streams warranted a tips out per se. But. Not that I could really stop you either way, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyways, as far as when I'll be streaming again, we'll see how it goes. I do have a planned collab for this Friday evening, but I'll bring it more in detail like later on. So yeah, we're still working out the kinks of it all. But yeah, anyways, no holes were dug. We addressed the allegations, and the say-so era shall begin in the next coming weeks, probably, maybe. But in the meantime, I'll see you guys around. I can't stop you guys from using tips out, can I? Oh well, I guess it's too late. Anyways, I'll see you guys around. So this cat needs to sleep. So bye. Bye. Bye.